Greetings everybody, welcome to tonight's video. So in this video I am going to talk about how to overcome fear and be successful. That applies to any goal you're setting, any niche, any industry, your business, could be your private life, could be everything that you want to do, but you have to overcome the fear. Because why? Fear cripples you, it makes us weak, it makes us think small, it makes us think that we cannot do what we want to do. So welcome to Advancing Mindset channel, where we talk about the things that make us persist. It is the mindset of persistent excellence, where we keep on moving forward no matter the challenge, the obstacle, or whatever is thrown our way, because we develop our willpower and say, yes, bring it on. Bring on the challenge, bring on the obstacle, bring it on the weakness, bring on the negativity, bring on the criticism, bring on the hate, the rejection. We are going to make it. We go forward, isn't it? Tonight is all about the fear. It's all about the fear. It's all about the fear. Why? Because fear is crippling a lot of people. When anything happens in the world, fear. Especially now, people are afraid now. Why? Because there's a pandemic going on. People are so afraid. So fear will make them worry, doubt. And then that will bring on other illnesses like stress, like depression. I mean, that will bring more mental health issues. Because once you fear, you start panicking, then you start making mistakes, then you start making excuses, then you hide away from your friends, your family, your business. So now people are in the midst of fear because why? One is the fear of getting the flu or the virus too, the fear of being fined, the fear of meeting friends and family because of the laws. So all that will cause you to fear, yes. But you can keep those laws without having fear. The key is follow the laws and guidelines, but do not fear, because fear will also creep up in other places of your life. If you start fearing, it will come up everywhere you are. When you talk, it will come up through your voice, it will come up through your body posture, and then you will start applying it to every part of your life. So yeah, so fear has been part of us for a long time, even going back way back. People who overcame their fears are those who made it. A good example is the guy who created the Ford, his story, Henry Ford. Was told, you're mad, don't do it, that's not gonna work. But he said no, he overcame his fear and he did it. In the biblical story, there are many stories in the Bible talking about people who had fear and they overcame it. One was Joshua, who went around the city, was like, is it possible? Like, don't worry, I'll be with you. He listened. Go around Jericho 7 times every last day. One day go around it with the trumpets. People thought it was mad, it was crazy, but he overcame the fear, he did it. Prophet Muhammad, when he was in the desert, he overcame his fear, went to Arabia, he made his own following, he overcame his fear and said, no matter what, I will do it. All those people who are famous, who have big businesses, they have to overcome their fear and say, no matter what, I am going for it, I am going for the goal. So even you can overcome your fears. There are plenty of ways you can overcome your fears. So if you just type in Google, overcome your fears, you'll get lots of things. So read a couple of them, see what everybody says, and then make your own judgment. But the number one thing in life is to overcome your fears. The number one thing is to face your fears. The best way to overcome your fears is to face your fear or your fears. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich, where Napoleon Hill describes the fears. There are major fears, but most of us come in a pack of 3. There's a fear, doubt, and worry. Those 3 come there. If you're indecision, there's doubt and worry, that causes fear. If you're indecisive, if you worry, if you doubt, those are some of the root causes of fear. No matter what you're going through, no matter if you're faced with danger, with death, you don't fear, because it will cause you to worry. It will cause you to doubt, and when you start disbelieving in yourself and in others around you, and start giving up and you start quitting. So if you have the book Think and Grow Rich, I'm not sure the chapter again, but it's towards the end. I'm ready to well. I think the 6 ghosts of fear should be last chapter or the chapter before the last, 14 or 15. It talks about how to overcome the 6 ghosts of fear. Fear has been part of us. So sometimes people use the fear to get to what they want. Some people try to bully you, trying to oppress you because they use fear in most cases, and because people listen to it, or they they attract the fear, so they use tactics which cause fear in other people, and people tend to fear a lot. Oh my god, this something's happening, oh fear, and things more they're fearing. So people use tactics to get through to others and get what they want. But you should overcome your fears if you want to be successful in all endeavors. Or if you want to go the extra mile, you should overcome your fears. Just before we go on, I'm going to talk about our courses. So if you want to sign up for our and don't forget to subscribe, as you can see right there. Subscribe to the channel and make sure you click on the bell as well to get notified when we go live. That is the website down here. Check our website if you want to know more about advancing mindset. It's still popping up. If you look at the old posts, we also talk about the quotes and inspirational quotes. We have motivational quotes, got all those in the last time. So now we're going to update it more and put in more quotes and more articles on self-development. Now that's our next goal. But all in all, fear, guys, we have to learn how to overcome our fears. My goodness me, fear has crippled so many grown men and women, people with big ambitions, with dreams, with powerful muscles, some women with intelligence. But when fear creeps in, all that goes away. Many people have come and have gone because why? They feared. No matter how old they were, how brave they were, when fear kicks in, it goes. If you look at the wars, most wars are won by people who are brave, not those who are skilled, but those who are brave. To be honest, as a saying goes, life or chance does not always go to one who is brave, or the fastest or the best is one who thinks he can, is one who can. It's a quote by, I think it's Napoleon Hill, the one who wins, the one who thinks he can. Even it's a quote in the Bible which says, life or the winner doesn't always go to the fastest, to the swiftest, to the best. It goes to the one who thinks he can. So it's written everywhere for you to find it. And those think kind of the ones who are, those who are brave. You have to be brave to think you can. It's 100% confident to say, I'm not the best, I'm not the strongest, but I can. Look at the animals, they're all strong. The lion is one of the animals which is not the biggest, not the strongest. The tiger is bigger, the elephant is bigger. But because it's not afraid, it is bold. It's not about being the strongest or the biggest lion, but it's just, its courage is what he was talking about. Most animals, even a tiger is courageous. They're all courageous, but the way the lion goes into battle without fearing who's bigger or smaller, that is what you need to do as a person. Like, I know people around are going to hurt me, going to try to stop me, but you just go in straight away. We also have the leopard. The leopard is a stealth fighter. The cheetah is a speed fighter. It's a speed demon. But the lion is a courage fighter. It uses courage. I'm not the biggest, but I am going in there, and most of the times it goes in. When people come in, they see it coming, they run. Yeah, this guy means business. He's smaller than us, but he means business, and they are gone. I'm sure if I like it. Lions here, guys. Let's go. Oh, lions here. Go, come on, auntie, uncle. Let's go. Woohoo! Lions here. If you see the others, like, oh, we can see you coming, you know. Yeah, okay, we can see you come. All right, okay. Oh, you missed me. Lion, like, what? Lion, out of here. Get out. Oh, gone. It's not the biggest, it's not to be the strongest, but it's called the willpower the animal has. It has the fear goes and just goes in. Boom. I saw one day I saw an article the other day. The lionesses were waiting on the side to the group of wildebeest just running through. So lionesses were waiting, but the male lion just came and jumped in straight, just came and grabbed one, boom, fell down with it and got it. Like, wow, that was courage. People were waiting, so people was waiting because maybe fear you're hiding. The lion didn't want to hide, just rose in. What do you mean? I'm not coming. No notification, no email that I'm coming. Hey, there's no hiding. Just bumps in, and everybody scatters. That is what you call having no fear. Oh my goodness me. Even a tiger is also a brave animal as well. I don't know if it has the same character of a lion where it just jumps in. Sometimes it creeps up. Sometimes it uses itself more like a leopard. It's big and lion as well. I think it might be stronger. I don't know. I've heard the Siberian tiger is bigger. I think because of lives in this, because of its surroundings, it's more far. But I heard it's bigger and stronger, which could be true. You know. But so it's not about your size, guys. It's not about your size or your gender or your people think only men can roar. No, women can roar as well. Oh my goodness me. Some women have some raw, some powerful voice like yikes. It's not about your gender. It's not about your age or some well, don't be too young. It's about the courage to go for it, you know. People always admire those who are bold. Let me tell you, people will tell you don't do it, but once you do it, they'll admire you because that is courage, that is being bold. I'll try and talk you out of it, but behind the scenes they're like, oh, that guy is cool, that woman is cool. He was brave, she was brave. They forget your height, they forget your one leg, they forget your failures, they forget your race, they forget your mistakes sometimes, because you've shown courage. And that's what people like. That's what life rewards. No matter how much people tell you that you shouldn't do it, in the mind they're watching you do it because they don't want you to be ahead of them. But you know, that is the right thing to do. So fear, fear, fear. Overcome your fears. Number one thing is to face your fears. We all have different fears. As Napoleon himself, there are 6 quotes, the 6 fears which mainly creep up is the fear of death, some of fear of criticism, fear of rejection, fear of loneliness. So those are some of the things which most people are suffering from. The rest are all minor or they creep up once in a while. Before it was the fear of death. I'm not going to say people are afraid of death. That's why they're running for this and that, not to die. Insurance, vaccines, they have security. It's important, but don't fear. Death will come no matter what, isn't it? Fear of rejection is when people, oh, what if they don't like me? What if they don't accept me? Whether they do or don't, life will still go on. It doesn't matter if people don't accept you or not. You accept yourself. Some things are not for you. That's because you apply doesn't mean people should accept you. If you're a lion and you want to join the hyenas, hyenas will say no. We don't like hyenas. That's fair enough. If you want to join some people, if you are a biologist and you want to join the engineers and they say no, that's fair because you're not one of them. People say, oh, it's discrimination, it's racism. No, it's not. People know who they want. And if you're not a fit, they should accept you. So don't fear. Sometimes people say no because they know you're not part of them and they will take you nowhere, but you're complaining. So overcome the fear of being rejected. Accept yourself. Apply. If you don't apply, that's fine. Say thank you, move on to the next one. If you ask somebody out, they say no, that's fine. Move on to the next one. Simple. But don't spend your time fearing, oh, what if she doesn't like me? What if he doesn't like me? What if he told me this? Yes, they might not like you. I'm not saying they will, but you want to keep your mind positive and keep it free of worries, doubts, and fears. Because once those 3 come in, my goodness me, it's a whole nother ball game in your mind, isn't it? Next time you're going for an interview, you want to meet somebody, think of a lion, lioness. Jump in. Always prepare, but jump in. You like it? No. Like me? Out. Don't even feel bad. Move on to the next one. Simple. Face your fears. So number one is fear of death. Especially now, people are fearing death, fearing getting the virus. I mean, guys, we have always, how we say the word, guys, before this pandemic, people also have been sick before. There was cancer, there was diabetes, there still is. So don't act as if there has been no sickness before this pandemic. People act like, oh my goodness me, I'm gonna get sick. Yes, you might, because people have been getting sick since forever. People have been getting ill since forever. We tend to forget that. Learn from history. People are like, I don't want to get sick, but people are getting sick. People get sick. Yes, you might get sick. That's not being not so bad. Don't fear. Before this, people get flus. They had colds. They had diabetes. There was cancer. There was HIV. There was other diseases. They are still there. Hello. Don't count them out. But now suddenly people are so afraid. Before they were fine with cancer. Oh, yeah, cancer. Yeah. My friends got cancer. Yeah. My friend got diabetes. Yeah. I've got a flu. Yeah. I've got corona. Corona. Oh my goodness me. Mask, wait, run. You are dangerous. You. Before there was cancer. Diabetes. Yeah. Someone was coughing. Yeah. Now somebody coughs. He coughed. She coughed. Fear, run for it. Oh. Hello. I mean, were you born last year? Did you forget the things which happened last year? That's human beings. They forget the past when something is immediate danger. They forget the things which have been there before. They act like this is the first time they've been here. I mean, if it's daily celebration, yes. But if it's fear of something which has been here for a long time, goodness me, come on. So sickness has always been there. Will always be there until the new world comes whereby there's no sickness. If you believe that, which I really do, hope the cause is going to change. But don't act like you've not been heard of sickness before, and people are really taking it to extreme. Whereby people, I know, be safe, but don't act like it's the first time people have been sick. Somebody coughs, people want to jump over the bridge because somebody has coughed. Like, really? People used to cough before? 100 years people been coughing, people never used to care, but now cough, woof, everyone's gone, left you. You're on your own, mate. Bye. No longer friends. See ya. Take care. Ta. Gotta go. Like, oh, straight. That is the fear that we are talking about. Makes you do things which are unusual and abnormal. So there are plenty of ways that you can overcome that fear. Look at examples in history. Many of them, all the religious books talk about people who overcame fear. The people who have bibliographies can tell you how to overcome their fears. Some applied many times, rejected, but they tried again. Look at a baby. Perfect example. They don't have no fear, obviously because they're new here. But they fall, they stand up again, they go pick up things, they don't know what it is. Yes, here, because we know from experience that it's hard, so we'll fear it, but babies, when they're born, I don't think they have fear, in my opinion. But you see, as we grow, they learn to have fear because we teach them to be fearful. Oh, no, be fearful. You can't be too brave. No, that's so good. Don't get to be brave here. You must fear down here. Really? So fear is really crippling you. So look into yourself and see what fear do you have. We all have fears, which if you say no, then you're lying because everyone somehow is crippled with a bit of fear. I would say my fears, to be honest, I used to have many fears, but I learned to overcome them. Probably, to be honest, my fear right now probably the thing holding me back is probably holding a big concert whereby I think, oh my goodness, what if it goes wrong? I've thought that, because it's my first time. That's what I've been putting off for, like, I wouldn't say it's fear, maybe lack of inexperience, but to me, those are the fears. But apart from that, I don't really fear much of the things anymore, to be honest. I don't say I might have some fears I don't know about. But in regards to death, no, I don't fear death. Death will come, whether we do or not. Getting sick, no, I don't fear getting sick. Because before I've been healthy so far. I exercise, I drink lots of water. I've been sick so far, I don't hope to be sick anymore. Fear of getting rejected, no, I accept myself. I love myself very much every single day. In fact, people don't reject you are the ones who cannot have you. So sometimes rejection is good. So I don't fear rejection. I don't fear being not accepted. I don't fear death. I don't fear, what else are the fears people have? I don't fear getting sick. I don't fear being alone. I don't fear being lonely. I don't fear being alone. I don't fear starting a business. I don't fear, again, going live on YouTube or Facebook. Those are the fears people have. I don't fear public speaking. So next thing now, probably I have to overcome now is fearing holding a big conference. That's what I need to do next. Maybe I've got a bit of fear there because I think, oh, it might go wrong. That's where I think I might have a bit of, I think, in my opinion. But apart from that, other fears, fear of standing out, no, don't fear that anymore. I love standing out. Before I was hiding from the limelight, but now, no. For me, no fear of death, no fear of rejection, no fear of being alone, no fear of nobody supporting you, no fear of failing, no fear of succeeding. So the only fears I have probably is the fear of actually, what fear do I have? Probably something I haven't figured out yet, but if I figure it out, I'll let you know. But probably the fear of everyone coming to, having a big conference or organizing one. Maybe that's what I do fear because I've been putting it off for a while. I used to before, but I stopped for a while. So maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that's what I fear now. But yeah, fear of death, fear of getting sick, no. Fear of being rejected, fear of being alone, no. No. 0, 0, 0, no fear. Because those are the things which keep people in bondage, in debt. That's a mental bondage. That is the worst kind of bondage when your mind is blinded or is held by your own fears. That's the worst kind of prison you want to be in. Your own fears are your worst prison. Better to be a prison of someone else's fears, but yours, because someone else's fears, you can break them, but yours are hard to fear because you don't know they exist and they're holding you. So you think you're okay, but in a sense, your fears are holding you back. So the first way to overcome your fear is to face your fears, as you said. Number one, write down your fears. What are you afraid of? And then you want to face them. So you fear being rejected. Go out and go many interviews, ask many people out, and do it and visualize it before, so you can get the hang of it and say, no matter what, I am still perfect. If people don't accept me or not, that's fine. Move on to the next one. I don't feel bad. Practice not feeling bad or fearing when you go for an interview. Walk like you own the interview. And if I miss it, say it's their loss, not yours. So learn to face your fears. I'm going to share an article on Forbes.com where it talks about 14 fears and how you can overcome them. So this is on Forbes, 14 ways to conquer fear. It's an article by Josh Stem, if I hope I have pronounced it properly. Here, when you try to ignore your fear, it grows. When you face it, it shrinks. I repeat. When you try to ignore your fear, it grows. When you face it, it shrinks. So the number one way to face your fear is to face it. That's something I need to do as well. I won't lie. I've been fearing putting on a big summit because I thought I haven't got enough audience. I've got an email list. I haven't got people who I can ask to speak, and that is my own fear. Not necessarily going to happen. That one I am guilty 100%. I've been fearing coming out and leading an organization from the front in public. That's what I've never tried to do. I was like sitting at the back and saying, oh, George, I'm good at the back, but now it's time for me to change sides and be at the front and speak from the front. Yes, I think that is my fear. I won't lie. I prefer hiding behind the live video. At least I'm honest, right? So I'm gonna go straight into the fear. So it says number one is understand your fear and embrace it. So it says fear exists to keep us safe. It is not inherently bad or good, but a tool we can use to make better decisions. Fear isn't designed to keep us inactive. I just messed up again. Oh, there we go. But to help us act in ways that generate the results we need and want. Embrace fear as instruction and let it inform your actions but not control them. That is beautiful. So embrace the fear. Once it comes, okay, I am fearing, and then it's informing you of what to do. If you fear, for me, if I fear getting a stage, that means I must go ahead and organize a conference and let everything happen. So my fears should come to pass, and I see that it's whatever I've been fearing does not exist. That's my advice. Goodness me, I'm so late. I'm so ashamed. So learn to understand your fear and embrace it. Don't hide it off. Sometimes it's there to save us. So I say, oh, something's there. So think about it and then but don't let it control your actions. Another thing is take action. Don't just stand there, do something. That's what most people don't do. Oh, I feel okay. Go. So don't just do something. Stand there, yeah. We tend to admire people who are quick to action, but being deliberate, creating a plan, and pacing yourself are also actions. Many a successful undertaking has been threatened or ruined by haste alone. When fear strikes, consider whether the correct action might be to analyze the options and make a wise, well-thought choice rather than jumping to what seems right in the heat of the moment. That is good. Always learn to pause when you fear. I know if you're being attacked by a bear, same thing. Always pause and fear and see what to do next. There is a video somewhere. Somebody was fishing and a bear came right after him. He just paused, did nothing, and the bear came, sat, and went. You know, the guys, to be honest, guys again, you know, on a serious note, animals, normally they attack people with the fear, not you, the fear in them. When animals are hunting, they look for those which are afraid. They cause fear in others, and those who run at once which actually get killed. Those who don't fear normally are not attacked or chased. In a serious note, that is true. If I just forgot it, remember, when animals are hunting, the carnivores are hunting, they hunt those, because the animals have fear. Oh, fear, and it runs, so that's when you get chased. But those which have no fear normally are not caught. So the same guys who are fishing, the bear came up, he showed no fear and he just sat down with him and it went. But if, I'm guessing, my opinion, if he had shown fear and panic, that's when I'm sure he'd have made lunch out of him. Another one was when a guy was on a tree he was up a tree, I think he was cutting trees, and then a baby bear, I don't think the baby was a younger bear, climbed up a tree next to him. He just paused, he just stayed calm, and he went off to business. Because the animals smell fear. Bees sting those who have fear. So animals smell fear in you. That's the ability animals have, which human beings don't have. Well, some of us do have it. People might have it. But bees sting those who have fear. Next time you're being chased by an animal or bees, stand still. But sometimes it might, to be honest, never fear anyway. But people say if you stand still and face it, sometimes it won't attack you. But you have to be brave and show no fear. So yeah, another way he says is to name the fear. They say sometimes merely stating what your fear is gives you the strength to deal with it. Say your fear out loud, write it down, or focus your mind on it. When you try to ignore it, fear, it grows. When you face it, it shrinks. So that's one way. My fear is organizing an online summit. I'm writing it down. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to organize my summit. Goodness me, Josh. Shame on me. That is some fear I should not be having by now. I thought I'm over it by now, but apparently it's still holding me down. My fear is launching my course. I need to launch my course as well and get customers. I think that's a fear I have, probably getting many customers, because now it's my first time. So I fear, what's going to happen if I can't deliver? Yeah, I think that's one of my fears. I should know my fear. Launching my course, and another fear is marketing my course so people can come and join and start making online cash. Come on, Josh, behave yourself. Shame on me. Those are my fears I'm naming. I'm naming the fear of launching a course, organizing monthly summits, and marketing and advertising my courses so people can come and buy and enjoy and make some money. So that one is definitely my fear. Another fear is to think long term. If you are an entrepreneur or whoever else is, future when you have a fear. Think of the future and think longer so you can help you overcome those fears. Doesn't apply in every situation. Yeah, so another way is also is to educate yourself. It's true sometimes we are afraid because we don't know much about the known. So if your fear is based on lack of information, then get your knowledge. That's me. Fear of holding a summit because I have not much knowledge on that before. Also, not my knowledge of holding a course online. So I guess that's my fear. So I need to educate myself on online courses and holding a summit. Shame on me, Josh. But I'll get straight to it, yes. So sometimes the fear we have is because you don't know. That it comes to strangers, cultures, other places a lot. People who have different friends or cultures, they fear, oh, I fear your food, I fear your tea because I don't know it, so they fear if I don't take it. So you want to educate yourself. Another way is because you don't practice. You're not ready, to be honest. That's one thing I've realized. People at times are afraid because they are not ready. They didn't prepare for whatever they're going through. That's why they fear. It's not because they want to be rejected, but because they're not ready. So practice, practice, practice. Perfect practice will make you confident, and that will overcome one of your fears. So they say the long-standing top fear in the United States is public speaking. In many surveys, deaf itself ranks in second place to standing in front of a group and opening your mouth. So if your fear is related to your performance in a certain activity, then prepare, practice, and role play. Yes, that is very true. Both go for interviews, sometimes are not ready, so are not prepared, and that's why they fear. So another key way is to practice, not for every situation, but this is more about interviews, dealing with people. Yeah, that's when it's going to apply. It says here, utilize peer pressure. So have you ever done something scary? I did that as well, to be honest. Like jumping off a high bridge into a river below, only because you are with friends who are egging you on. Peer pressure, like fear itself, can be positive or negative depending on how it's wielded. So surround yourself with people who will push you to overcome the fears that are holding you back from what you want. That for me is the best one. Utilize the people around you to, if you can get them, if you can't, you have to push yourself, but help those who push yourself. So you have to push yourself to do the unthinkable. Obviously, be safe and, but push yourself and help others around you to push you. Surround yourself with people, those who push you to overcome the fears. 8, visualize success. So always one of the things to visualize whatever you want to do as successful. If you're being attacked by a bear, visualize yourself not being attacked by the bear and it being friendly and you becoming calm. That is great. Visualize yourself winning, successful. So whatever it happens in every part of the world or whichever industry you're in, it could be sport, it could be acting, it could be public speaking, it could be live videos. Always visualize your success. That really helps. I used to do it a lot. So this mental mapping ensures that when the body moves, it's more likely to follow its preordained path. So once you prepare in your mind, this is the same as preparing. So visualize is a form of preparing because it helps you mentally prepare. That image you make in your mind is the same as doing it physically sometimes. People think you have to get equipment. No, always make a mental, vivid picture in your mind. Your brain will not will not detect if it's real or not. So you'll think you're actually practicing, and you'll store it in your memory. And so that's what's going to happen. So we'll come back to it next time and do the same thing again. That's how you work. So you don't have to be in a gym. You don't have to use material or equipment. Sometimes you gotta use your mind. Then it will your brain will store it and give it up for you. Another way is to gain a sense of proportion. So before you panic, ask how big of a deal really is the thing you're afraid of. That is true. Sometimes we fear make things look so big, but when they're very small. So always before you fear, ask, get help or get some knowledge and then determine how big it is. Another way is to get help. We can follow hours of that before and see if you can do the same. And it's another great one. Have a positive attitude. My goodness me, have a positive attitude that will help you come. That has helped me overcome many fears. That says I'm gonna go in there and do it, and I make sure I feel nothing. Or I don't feel fear. If somebody hates, tries to attack, tries to be nice, I don't feel fear. That's one thing I realized, and it works. It works. People try to put down negative things about you. I just sit there, do nothing. I'm like, nothing. And they don't like it, but inside they respect you, but they wouldn't tell you to your face. Having a positive attitude will help you overcome many fears. Because why? Your mind cannot have a positive attitude and fear at the same time. Once you're positive, there's no room for fear. At all, at all, at all. Once your feelings and thoughts are positive, you will have no room for worries, doubts, or fears. That is the best way to overcome fear. Number one is face your fear, but number one, first of all, have a positive attitude and then face your fear. Because positive attitude means sometimes a positive attitude means there's no room for worry, doubt, or fear. Sometimes when you face your fear, you actually have fear. Sometimes you're timid, you're scared. But if you go with a positive attitude, that is the best way to start to be facing your fear. So develop a positive attitude and then face your fears. That is the best way to overcome your fears. Another one says you'll be willing to pivot. I say if at first you don't succeed, try again. But there's also another saying which says insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So the best way is to figure out why something didn't work and why it didn't work, and then try something different before you give up trying altogether. Sometimes we have those feelings you have to try again, but then sometimes you do it again and again, it doesn't work. So you have to see why it's still working, and then make a decision whether to keep on going or you say, okay, you know what, this is the end, let me try again. Some say focus on others as your motivation. Some things we could never do for ourselves, but we could do quickly and fiercely for others. That is very true. So some things we ask us to do for us in case you're fearful, but that really doesn't help much. It does help for a bit, to be honest, if you want to regain your confidence. So those are the 14 ways that he has talked about in that article. So there are many more ways that you can overcome your fear, but also some he has talked about. For me, number one is develop a positive attitude. That's what will help you in many things, on your fear and your confidence and your success, because positive attitude helps you in many areas in your life. Because if you fear one way, you fear in different things, but have a positive attitude, it will help you face your fears even better. Because you can face your fears with fear, you can face your fears with a positive attitude. Trust me, it's better to face your fears with a positive attitude. Even if something doesn't go right, you'll still be at peace. Doesn't mean you might not fail, doesn't mean you might not die. People think positive means everything's going to be okay. No, it just means you're okay in your mind and everything is fine in the inside. We're going to still, some things won't work. Positive attitude means no matter what, I have the faith. I don't let other things come in. Doesn't mean things are going to be perfect on the outside. Things are going to be the same. There's summer, there's winter, there's spring, there's the rain, there's violence, there's fighting. On the outside, there is always that. But on the inside, you are clear, you are visualizing, you have a dream, you are perfect on the inside, you are great on the inside. That is what positive attitude helps you to do. It doesn't change the outside where people are fighting, stealing, goes all there, but it's how it helps you to react to a situation in a different way. So those are ways you can face your fears. Mine also just is one, positive attitude. Then you can face your fears. And I've been surrounding yourself with people who help you to do that, to overcome your fears if you have no people. And one, don't fear being alone. Learn to love yourself and respect yourself. Sometimes if you love yourself, you'll tend to overcome your fears because you learn to overcome the fear of being rejected, being by yourself, being accepted. Once you love yourself, you won't be able to asking for, you'll overcome your insecurity. You're able to ask people to always give you attention because you give yourself all the attention you want. And that will help you overcome the fear of being rejected, the fear of not being accepted, the fear of not being liked by everybody, which most people have nowadays. Oh, like my photo, like being my friend, oh, like this, like that, accept me, that. So love yourself is one way to overcome your fears. Respect yourself. Some other ways, look inside yourself and deal with yourself first because the fear is in you. The fear is in here. So you have to learn how to get it out by adding in positive emotions. Because your mind cannot take a positive and a negative emotion at the same time. So the more positive emotions you have, there's no room for negative emotions, including fear, worry, doubt. Fear has been here for many thousands of years since humanity began. But the question is, those who are successful overcome it, or they know how not to show it. Yes, no matter how old you are, brave you are, sometimes fear creeps up, and the way you handle it is what people say, wow, he was a brave man. It must have creeps up in people who are in war. That's why people are really looked at those who went to war and they came back fearless and they did something like, wow. People like, yeah, that guy, yeah, that's our man. Before, first of all, they will be complaining, oh, do you think you are being about us? But once you show them how it's done, like, yeah, he's cool, oh, she's cool, she's nice, she's fearless. Trust me, people love people who are fearless. Don't let people fool you about thinking, oh, I don't care, you're weak, you're white, black, you're that. Everyone has the same thing. Those who are fearless are applauded. Trust me, those who are bold have no fear. The world will reward you beyond your measure. You'll be like, wow. Life rewards the bold. Life compensates the bold in a big way. Those are the high risk takers, the high performance people, the high productively people, the high positively people, those who are on the other end, away from fear. Fear is here, they are miles away on the other end, doing big moves and making big things happen. Why? There's no room for fear. What is that? Being rejected, being alone, being accepted, being hated. What are those things? I don't know anymore. I don't even know what it means to be rejected anymore. To be honest, I don't even know what it means to be not accepted, not rejected, not lonely. What are those? Never. Those are gone. For me, gone. Not liking my post, only one person coming. I don't even know what that is anymore. The fear of not being liked, being loved, being accepted, being rejected. The fear of your best not failing. The fear of people not coming to your video. No, it's gone. This is fun. Life is too much. When you're having fun, you have no time for fear. To be honest, when you're having fun, you have no time for fear. Your mind can only take certain kinds of thoughts at one time. So make sure all those thoughts are always positive. Even if you're faced with a life-threatening circumstance. Quickly analyze and say, should I fear, should I run? Make a decision, but don't operate in fear. Sometimes fear will protect you. Oh, run, something's coming. Sometimes where something's falling and you have to quickly, fear will alert you. Whoop, go. That is good. Or something's on the run, a madman with a gun. Then some things you gotta, okay, situation is running, gun. Quick, dodge, hide, or quick fight. Choose. Some people will die in battle. Some people might die. Even if they have no fear, they'll die in battle because something shot them. Doesn't mean they were afraid. But because they got hit by a bomb or a car, it killed them. Doesn't mean they're not afraid. That means they were not positive. Death comes to all. It's not about because I'm positive, I'll live forever. No. Because I fear everything's gonna work out. No. That's not it. But it means you're gonna be brave in everything you do. When your time comes, you go to the bang. If you're gonna die with a bang. If you're gonna live with a bang. Because there's no room for fear. Be the lion. Jump in there. That's me. I'm talking to myself there. Jump in the online summit, jump in the launching a course and do it. And for you out there, face your own fears. You know what your fears are. If it's a face of people not liking your posts, overcome by fear. Love your own posts. Love yourself. Fear of being rejected, accept yourself. Fear of being lonely, embrace yourself and get to know yourself, your hands, your fingers, your hair, your body, your strengths, and love being alone. Those three things will help you a lot to overcome many of the fears because most people are suffering from loneliness, from being rejected, and the fear of death. So overcome those and make the most of your time. I hope you are great. It's 40 minutes. I don't want to be too long, but today was fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you liked today's session on how to overcome your fear. It is a positive emotion that you should have, being courageous, being bold. It's a good character to have because life rewards the bold, and people who are bold always look like as heroes in history. Look at all the history movies, the superhero movies. They're all bold. Superman, Blade, Hercules, Avengers, all those people who are bold. You got Die Hard, guys who are bold. They go into stuff. They see him driving a car into a bomb. I'm not saying it's real bad. Just that courage which they have. They have the attitude of a lion. I don't know how tall a tiger is, but they have the attitude of a lion. They just go in there. It's not about the height, the muscle. It's not about the weight. It's not about the gender. It's not about the race. It's about the mind. Once you're bold and they get in there and cause some havoc and say, "Get out, fear!" Boom, get out of here. Fear doesn't know who I am. Show fear that you are the boss. Don't let fear be the boss. I am the boss, not fear. So I am the boss. It's working to me. I am the boss. I do not fear. I'm going to launch my course. I'm going to organize an online summit. I'm going to do it every week. I'm going to launch another course. I'm going to launch my coaching. I launch my coaching every time. I have no fear. I'm going to be brave, be courageous, be powerful, because why? It's either negative thought or positive thought. I'm a positive thinker and I don't look at the negative. I acknowledge everything happening, but I make my decisions and I'm choosing not to have any fear. The spirit of fear is not of God, it's not of life, it's not from you. Where does it come from, To overcome that fear. Obviously, follow the rules right now. Follow the regulations, but don't fear. Don't do it because of fear. Your life will be a lot better. Thank you everyone for watching. Once again, do not forget to subscribe over there. Right there, subscribe to the channel. This is our website down there. Go to the website for more posts. And then if you want to look over there, we are also on Instagram. Get my finger right. Is that correct? Yeah, Instagram. Facebook. We are on Facebook as well. That's in my site. We're also on Pinterest. I'm on LinkedIn. This is YouTube. And we're also on Twitter. So check us out and follow us if you liked the video today. Hope you're great. Hope you're fine. We should see you again tomorrow at 9 p.m. for another lovely video. Look after yourself and bye-bye.